Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us for Jill Lublin's Kindness Circle. My name is Mary Beth. I am here to support Jill and all of you this evening. First, allow me to introduce you to Jill. Jill Lublin is an international speaker on the topics of radical influence, publicity, kindness, networking, and referrals. She is the author of 4 best-selling books, including Get Noticed, Get Referrals, Guerrilla Publicity, and Networking Magic. Her latest book, The Profit of Kindness, went #1 in 4 categories. Jill is a master strategist on how to position your business for more profitability and more visibility in the marketplace. She is the CEO of a strategic consulting firm and has over 25 years experience working with over 100,000 people, plus the national and international media. Jill teaches a virtual publicity crash course, and she consults and speaks all over the world. She also helps authors to create book deals with major publishers and agents, as well as to obtain foreign rights deals. So everyone, please welcome Jill Lublin.
Thank you, Mary Beth, and excited that all of you are with us today. And such a beautiful day for kindness, because any day is a beautiful day for kindness, don't you think? And in fact, my friends, I'd like to start with a quote and we'll end with a quote. And this quote, is if you can be anything, be kind. So I think that's always a good reminder, don't you? And just so you know how this evening will go, first of all, really thank you for joining us. Excited to have you really be talking about kindness, connecting to kindness, and being in a space called Kindness Matters, right? And my intention and purpose is to have us go into circles and create connection with each other and practice kindness, talk about a few specific things. I'll tell you about my year of kindness and invite you to that. We have amazing thought leaders like John Asseroff coming up and Marcy Shimoff, who wrote Happy for No Reason, and many, many more. And then we'll create these beautiful connections with each other, because that's really what kindness comes to, is relationship capital and connecting to support each other in the spirit of kindness. And that's what the intentionality of this all is. And, I'll just tell you a little inside story is when Profit of Kindness came out, this is my 4th book. I wanted to do these kindness circles, right? I say God had planted a seed in my heart. And the truth is I was busy, I was teaching my virtual publicity course, which at that time is live, and speaking and training all around the world. And frankly, this didn't happen right away. And when the pandemic hit, I'm like, all right, it's the time. It is now, right? It is now in time for kindness. So I flipped my switch and started this, and very excited. We've got a beautiful kindness community, almost 100 people strong, of really solid, successful business people and all those interested in kindness. So I'm very excited about that and welcome you to this beautiful opportunity to practice kindness today. And Mary Beth, I want to go to the slide because, I just have to tell you, I wrote a book, obviously, called Guerrilla Publicity. That's my main jam, what I'm an expert in. And, part of me one day, I looked over at my books and I'm like, how does this all tie together? And one thing I realized is that being kind gets companies, individuals, small business owners, excellent publicity, right? And so, Mary Beth, show them the slide on the grandma story, because one of the stories in The Profit of Kindness is a story about a wonderful young man whose grandmother was dying. This is actually them in the photo. And she loved clam chowder. And Panera Bread, he went to Panera Bread and he actually called him and he said, hey, listen, my grandma's dying, but she really wants clam chowder, except that it was Tuesday and they only make clam chowder on Friday. Well, this wasn't good news to him. And the woman basically on the phone, she did the right thing. She did the kind thing. And she said, to heck with the rules, basically. And I'm going to make you the clam chowder. And when he came in, not only had she made him clam chowder, but she also gave him a tin of cookies And, look at this beautiful social media posting. This is where kindness brings great publicity, because look at this social media posting, over 363. I'm sorry, my glasses aren't right on. 300, we'll just call it over 350,000 likes and views, right? And that is good publicity, my friends. That's called doing the right thing. And I'll tell you, that woman who was behind the counter at her wonderful, just, frankly, we'll call it minimum wage job, she actually got promoted. She actually got promoted to regional manager, right? And so this was just so beautiful. And what I really got from this about, kindness in action, and the great visibility it gives you, and the power of your message is what matters, right? And so I would like you to think about what I like to call return on kindness principles, because, everybody talks about ROI, right? Return on investment. And yes, that's important. And anyone, Catherine, you've been with me in my virtual publicity course. I mean, you know that I am big on ROI with what you do in life. And guess what kindness does? It returns. I just made it up, in that it's a return on kindness principles. And I've created what I call 7 pathways to kindness. And there are these 7 words, which is generosity, compassion, gratitude, positivity, flexibility, patience, and connections, right? And all of these are beautiful pathways to kindness. Sometimes we have to practice them. Sometimes someone else has to practice them for you. Like, let me just share with you, there's a client we were supposed to be on about an hour ago together, and she got on, for her session with me. And I just knew it wasn't the right moment for her. I am very intuitive, but, just, it wasn't a moment that was right for her to focus on her best self. Right. And I said, you know what? Let's reschedule this. And she's like, really? Oh my gosh, because I really wasn't prepared, but I know our time is valuable. So I wanted to keep the session. And that's called flexibility. And I think in today's world, I'm just going to say, I think we need to be more like, get a rubber band and go like this, more flexible than ever, right? It is time that we practice all kinds of kindness. I'm sure you've all seen it in your own lives. When I was working on the chapter on patience, I called a utility company. You've done that. Raise your hand if you've ever called a utility company. Keep your hands up if you've ever been on hold for like over a half an hour, sometimes going on an hour, right? And I love it because, what cracks me up, thank you for that, because what cracks me up is they always come back and they thank you for your patience. Or like, when you're on a plane, when I used to travel, and, they're like an hour late or longer, and I've got a business meeting to get to, or a speech to give at an event, and they're like thanking me for my patience. I must admit, there's part of me that goes, who said I was patient? Can anyone relate to this, or is it just me? Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. Because, if you look at that list, my question would be, which one do you need to practice the most, and why? Which one do you need to practice the most, and why? And what I'd love to do is actually have you go into breakouts, and let's talk about this. Short ones, meaning 7-minute breakouts. I like short is good, and focus in on the question, what do you need to practice as a out of one of those traits? And Mary Beth has it in the chat, and you practice it with your mates. Now, here's my request: when you go to your breakout rooms, would you be so kind to assign a timekeeper, because people forget to do this. So assign a timekeeper. And Mary Beth, we're going to do 7 minutes, right?
I have 4 per room right now. So should we do 8?
You have 4 per room. Okay, then let's do 8. But here's my request to each one of you, keep your comments to a minute. So the timekeeper, give the person a minute. They should have plenty of time. Give the person a minute. And then when that minute is up, switch to the next person. You just call out the next person. That's easy ways to do these things. And then you have a little bit of time, just a little bit of time afterwards to connect, to talk. And Mary Beth, keep the chats open in their private rooms so that they can connect and chat to each other. Hey, Jason, welcome. Jason's in our Year of Kindness. Welcome, welcome. So I think, that would be really good. And hi, Johnny, good to see you, and Barry. And Millie, gosh, long time no see. So good to see you. So yeah, let's do that. And so 1 minute apiece, assign a timekeeper right when you get in, answer the question, what kindness trait do you need to practice the most? And then we'll come back and see what you had to say. All right, everyone. Mary Beth is going to send you, hang on one sec, we're going to admit one more person, and then we're going to send you into breakout rooms. Mary Beth's going to send you into breakout rooms in just a moment, and we will see you after you practice being kind. All right, bye-bye.
Breakout rooms are opening.
Press join if you need to. Click join. And Jason, go ahead and click join if you can. Excellent. Okay, I think that's everybody. Okay, everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you had a magnificent, kind, and wonderful time. What I'd love to do is take some shares. Could we have some shares? What happened in these groups for you? I'd be really curious to hear. So do me a favor, raise your hand in the Hollywood Square or raise your hand in the chat. And I'd love to hear from you. What happened in your beautiful kindness circles? What'd you talk about? A girl really wants to know. I really want to know. All right, I see Randy, number one. Who else? Raise your hand in the box or raise your hand in the chat. Come on, some sharing. I see Katie. Terrific. All right, let's start with Randy.
Just to mention, there are two different Randys.
Oh, Randy Pizer, thank you.
Well, there were three of us in our group, not four, but there were three of us. And the two other women were so tuned in to the caregiving issue I've been dealing with. And both are resources for me. And that was just an incredible, wonderful pairing. So, or synchronicity. So I'm very grateful to both Catherine and Johnny.
Oh, wow. Well, isn't that an interesting coincidence? Yeah. Wink, wink, right? And yes. I know Millie Anderson on here is also an expert in some of those issues. So beautiful. Oh, that's really good news. Thank you, Randy.
Yes.
And Katie.
It helps if I unmute so I'm not talking to myself. It was very interesting because we all had what we felt were our own strengths and what we felt were our weaknesses. And we all seemed to be able to relate to each other, whether it was a strength or a weakness that one of us had that the other one did not. And it turned out that we covered the entire US. There was someone in California, someone in Florida, someone, I want to say Missouri, but I might be wrong. And then I'm in Maryland. So it was kind of neat to see how we're all kind of connected, even though we're spread out all over the place.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And, the truth about connection is actually now it's more important than ever. Can everyone agree about this? Right? And that's really important. And who else? Would anyone else like to share? I see the other Randy Benator. I hope I said your name correctly. Please go ahead and share.
Oh, I didn't raise my hand to share.
Wow, something appeared in the chat.
No, no, you said raise your hand if you feel like it's important to connect, and I was raising my hand.
I love how you follow directions. In fact, everybody go like this. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause. Excellent. Beautiful. And then I have my little clap in case you need a hand just from me. Excellent. Would anybody else like to share?
Okay, I'll share, Jill.
Thank you.
So I was in the room with Randy and what was the other lady's name? Randy and
Randy Benatar?
Janine.
Benator.
Randy and
And
Janine.
Janine. And
Yeah.
Janine.
Yes, Randy B.
So what we talked about a lot was loneliness because we live alone, all of us, including me. And we basically, well, there's not really much connection when you're living alone. Somebody said, well, I do make phone calls, so do I. And last year I got to go to some events with some of my friends, masked, of course, in physical distancing and for coffee or some lunches. But this year, because my province is locked down really solidly, it's only opening up this weekend, you really can't go out with your friends to dinner or coffee. So, and even in my building, I mentioned that I live in an apartment building, say, I have 50 tenants, and I rarely see anybody in the hallway or in the elevator. Like I'm living alone in my whole building, yet we got 50 apartment suites. So I feel so isolated because nobody really wants to dialogue conversation with you, right? Even though you're wearing a mask. So everybody's hibernated inside their apartment. They're not in the elevator. They're not downstairs. It's just like an empty building. It just feels empty. Yeah.
So
So
here, well, first of all, thank you for coming on here and saying saying hello, right?
yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing. But the truth is, you're not isolated. And I just want to say this to everybody. Good news that I see. It's sort of that, I call it a corona bonus, is that what's happening in a way is that we have the opportunity to meet each other in ways that we've never had before. And I've met some of you because, being in places and spaces and having the opportunity to network internationally, nationwide, et cetera, throughout North America, it's just been magnificent. So that's the good news. All right. And I think that's important to really take in, to help yourselves in your hearts. And I think that does make a real difference. That does make a real difference. So thank you, though, Barry, for sharing that, and wishing you continuous heartfelt connection. And I think that's important for all of us, that we stay connected as a community, as individuals, that we help each other and that we support each other. And let me just say, this is what this kindness circle is about. And I'm also going to, if I may, just take a moment and tell you and invite you to my year of kindness. And then we're going to do some more connection circles. Because in the year of kindness, this is exactly the problem that I want to solve, Barry, and create a community of kindness where we do come together every single month on the third Wednesday of every month, just so you know, for 1 hour on Zoom like this, where we have it's close to 100 people right now, of very beautiful, spirited, mostly strong business owners, some you definitely heard of and big names. And then what we do in that hour is we always have an amazing thought leader. We had Steve Farber, who wrote a book called Love is Just Damn Good Business. We have John Assaraf coming up. Any of you know who John is? He is major in the mindset, brain, and spiritual transformation industry. We have Marcy Shimoff coming up, who wrote Happy for No Reason. And she was actually Chicken Soup for the Mother's Soul, all kinds. She's featured in The Secret and all kinds of other amazing places. So all year long, we have, I call them little TED style talks. And then we're going to go into kindness circles, and we're going to talk about what they're speaking of and what question they pose to you. And then additionally, we will always be sharing leads and resources, because one of my commitments, any of you who know me, and some of you do, some of you have been in my virtual publicity course. Who's actually been in my virtual publicity course? Yay. Oh, good. Yay. Welcome back. Because what I really stress, and I'm sure you know that, is that I'm all about connection. So in this kindness community for the year of kindness, we're going to connect every month. We're going to be sharing leads and referrals. We'll have ways to create kindness in your community. And I will consider you kindness keepers. And so it's a very beautiful opportunity to be together and create it and consciously do kindness every single month for an hour of your time. So it's very focused and very connected, and lots of miracles are already occurring. So I'm very excited about that. And I know Jason Webb is in it and Randy Piser's in it. Is anyone else in the Year of Kindness already? Yay, Johnny. All right. Woohoo. And here's what the offer is. It's very simple. It's $97 for the entire year. Like, is that a no-brainer or what? And that covers my admin cost and some charitable giving, which is where that's going. All right. And in fact, it doesn't really cover the admin costs, but don't tell Mary Beth. Because what I wanted to do was make this very, very affordable, very simple, and a way for you to touch base, and connect to kindness all year long. So on top of that, we're giving you tickets to the World Kindness Summit, which is in November, which celebrates World Kindness Day. And my friends, you're going to get a copy of my book, The Prophet of Kindness. The whole thing, $97 for the whole year. All right. And how you register is you go to jilllublin.com/year of kindness. It's actually in the chat. And I'm very excited. Randy, you've already been in a month. And you just pop in. If you miss something, we'll just send you the recording. What'd you think?
Oh, I found that I was making very high level connections, and it's just a superb event. I love hearing the speakers are phenomenal, really, really phenomenal. And it's a great opportunity at a ridiculously low price. It's like you mentioned, it's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I welcome all of you in. I'm excited to keep hosting this wonderful Year of Kindness every single month. So sign up, and today's bonus is that you get the book, The Prophet of Kindness, and the tickets to the summit that will be held. We actually had 120 people in our last Kindness Summit, which celebrated World Kindness Day on November 13th. So here we go again this year. Welcome to your Year of Kindness. All right, my friends, what I'd love to do is put you into another breakout room, and so that you can see really what we do in this Year of Kindness. All right. And one thing we do, Randy said it, is we make great connections. We help each other. We support each other. We create a community of connected, creative individuals who do give and receive, right? And so who would consider themselves a great giver? Raise your hand. Yeah, I figured everybody's hand would go up, because you know what? You probably wouldn't be on this call if you weren't a great giver, to be honest. Don't you think? I mean, realistically, you're all great givers. And I know that about you, because I know that's why you do what you do. And I think that's important. Oh, here comes Angela and Richard, and they're members of my community on the Year of Kindness. Welcome, welcome. And our little lovebirds there. So the point is that what we're doing is creating this culture of kindness, right? We're creating the continuous opportunity to give each other leads. And what I found about great givers is that sometimes the receiving could be a little better. We'll just say, Mary Beth, go ahead and mute everybody, would be excellent. And I think that's the issue, is the giving and the receiving, right? So here's what I'd love you to do in the next round. We're going to put you into breakout rooms, and you are going to say what you can give. Like, what's your superpower? My jam is publicity. Great at that. That's my superpower. And what's yours? So you state that. And Mary Beth, make sure the chats are open in the private room so that they can also connect to each other. There's Darlene, you made it on, and so glad you're still here. And what I'd like you to do is ask for one thing, my friends, one thing that you would like to receive. Like what would really help you? What would really help you? And that's the question. What's your superpower to give, and what would you like to receive? Isn't that fun? All right. We are going to go into breakout rooms. Mary Beth, help me with the time. I think I'm feeling like 10 minutes for this one, but you tell me. And you're on mute.
10 works.
Perfect. Okay, so let's do 10 minutes, and remember to click join, and let's send you to your breakout rooms. Have fun, everyone. Be kind, be good.
Here they go.
Hey, Jason, go ahead and click join.
Be careful, you're driving.
Oh, he's driving? Okay.
Looks like it.
Good to see you, Jason.
Bow out at this point.
Okay.
Have another-
Great to see you.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, nice to meet you all.
Great to see you.
Talk to you soon.
Okay. Mary Beth, are we go? Almost.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. I'd love to hear some shares and hear from you. Do me a favor. Raise your hand in the Brady Bunch Square or raise your hand in the chat, whatever's easiest for you. And go ahead. Who would like to share? I'd love to hear some shares from you. So raise your hand if you want to share. Okay, great. I see Darlene, and I need another volunteer. Come on. We want to clap for you. And we want you to shake, rattle, and roll. You like this one? I like this one. This is my favorite.
I see Jason and Catherine.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
the magic mirror.
Yes, I actually, wait for it. I do have, hang on. I do have a magic wand. This is just in case of emergency and you can't figure out how to create kindness. I got, look, a magic wand. Okay, Darlene, go for it.
Hi. So I'm in a moving car, so excuse any noises in the background. But I really like the part about saying what your superpower is, because it's usually in any kind of networking situation, what is your business? What do you do for a living? Blah, blah, blah. So it was really cool and neat to think about what's my superpower, because it might not be related to your business at all, Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Darlene. I think that's a really good point. So here's, the truth for me. I am a great connector, right? Anybody in my programs, you will know that. You'll know that it's always my intention and purpose to connect people. And, my superpower is connection, and it's coupled with publicity and these kindness circles. And they do, yes, all go together. But it's just, I think that's a great thing to bring up. And Darlene, what's your superpower?
I had to unmute again. I have a lot of them, but the one I shared this time was that I have so many times reinvented myself and my life that I can pretty much show anyone how to get out of a life they're stuck in and reinvent themselves into a new life, whatever that might be. So
Beautiful.
I just did it again.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. And certainly in these times, there's a lot of reinvention. Who's reinventing themselves in this past year? Offering new programs, creating pivots. Everybody, right? Yeah, you bet. And if you didn't raise your hand, I'm concerned about you. All right, just saying. Thank you, Darlene, for sharing. All right. And Mary Beth, who was next?
Jason had his hand up, and so did Catherine.
Cool. Let me go first because I'm in line for the pharmacy and they aren't taking me yet. So let me jump in. One thing that I noticed is that sometimes what we need to receive is what our superpower is. And it's almost as though maybe we're not taking time out for kindness for ourselves, right? I noticed that the thing that I said really goes back to that, you know, taking some time out for myself and using my own superpower to give kindness to me and give me what I need to receive. And we talked about that, you know, that you know, one of the other people, some of theirs was, you know, they needed some of their own superpower. And so I think that, you know, we can talk about kindness, and we're generally thinking about kindness to other people, but you know, gosh, the person you should be probably the most kind to is yourself, and that's hard to do sometimes.
Wow, Jason, that was profound. Thank you. And, you know, great news is because you're in the year of kindness, you're going to have that opportunity to practice kindness for you all year long, right? And of course, kindness for others, which is fantastic. But, you know, then I'm going to hold up a challenge for you in this year of kindness to increase your kindness to you.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Here we go. I love that. And by the way, that can look so different. I mean, you know, for all of us, right? Mine's increased self-care is being kind to me. And, you know, and that's really important. And I know, Jason, you've done a lot on the self-care level and have really done some amazing things. Congratulations on all your weight loss and different things that have been happening.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. All right. And Mary Beth, who is next?
Catherine. And Johnny has her hand up too.
Okay. I was with Susan and Stephanie, and I shared two superpowers, but the main one is basically my authenticity of sharing my horror stories of suicide attempts and mental illness to inspire other people. And Stephanie thought of something immediately, and she said, well, what about healing circles similar to this circle, and make it healing circles? And it was a great idea. So it was, you know, the least people that you expect to give you something, it's like, oh wow. So thank you, Stephanie. But I already know Stephanie from the WPN, so I think she had a little bit more of an idea of what to recommend to me. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And it's a beautiful thing that we can receive great value everywhere we go if we've got eyes on where the great value is, right? And that's in a way ties into Jason's message. That's being kind to you. Like, are you listening for the messages that are there for you in every place you go? Think about that, right? Because there's always signs. And I think that's important. By the way, this is the sign I want you to have for this week. Do good, be kind. That's your sign. If you're looking for a sign, this is it. All right. And who else was after Catherine? I think we had one more.
Johnny.
Thank you so much. So this is what I would offer when it comes to self-love and self-care and giving to oneself. When we wake up in the morning, the first thought can be, I love myself. And let that sit with you for a while. And try that on for a few days and see what that will do to set your day. And you learn to be kind to yourself. And you'll find more kindness will come to you as well. You can do that in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth, or maybe before you get out of bed in the morning. I find that it's very helpful.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Sounds like I've already defeated the challenge you put up to me. I just need to do that and I win.
Well, that's a good start. That's a great start, Jason, and there'll be more to follow, but that's a great start.
It sounds like a wonderful start to me. I'm excited to try it.
Well, I think you're going to get the superstar award then, right?
Good, Jason.
You got superstars. Whoop, whoop. Oh, wow. My ring light's really showing on that, but you get that it's a star, right? Oh, I love that. I love that. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. And who else? Would anyone, we've got probably time for one more share. Anyone else? Just got something to share, something bubbling in you. We've posted again how to join our Year of Kindness. Also, for those of you who've never been in my publicity course, you're going to love it. Do you love it? Raise your hands if you love the publicity course. Woo, woo. It's all about getting your message out. So if you'd like to do that and create the powerful way to create more visibility for you as a messenger, please come join us at the virtual publicity course. And we've got it listed in the chat. How to register, in case those listening are recording for the recording, it's publicitycrashcourse.com, and put in the code Stay Visible for the pandemic price. And it's super focused, super specific, and get it done publicity. So we invite you to either of these wonderful offers, but really, you know, the point is that it's about continuing action. It's about being in action, my friends. It's about putting yourself out there. And of course, being kind, making your life happen with momentum, with messaging, with vision, with kindness. Because what I found in writing The Profit of Kindness is those companies, those businesses, those entrepreneurs, those small business, doesn't matter, big and, you know, small and large. The truth is, as they were more kind, here's what's fascinating. Guess what happened? More profitability, more visibility, more connections, happier customers, and you, talking about Jason's challenge tonight, you are more happy. You are more fulfilled. And that, my friends, is good enough reason right there, right? Can I hear an amen on that? Absolutely. Now, okay, I want you to give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, give yourselves a round of applause because you spent tonight in the pursuit of kindness. And that is a beautiful thing. And I'm so looking forward to all of you who are joining us for the Year of Kindness. And I want to know, I want you to, remember I told you I like to begin with a quote and end with a quote. And Jewel, the beautiful singer, her quote is, "In the end, only kindness matters." I think we should reflect on that, yes? So I'll be seeing you in the kindness for the Year of Kindness circles and looking forward to more with all of you. See you soon.